Tonu program. Cars Plus, reminding you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads up, Guam. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurants, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Now on primetime, the Guam police launches an investigation after a lifeless man was found in Tamuning. Plus, with the shooting victim recovering in the hospital, the search for those responsible is still ongoing. And complaints filed with Department of Labor and the Federal Bureau of Prisons is withdrawn after DOC's union rep meets with the governor.
Good evening, everybody, and Hafa I'm Jason Salas. These are tonight's top stories, and a warm Hafa to those of you joining us on Facebook Live. Well, there's still been no arrest for a shooting that occurred along the back road to Anderson, but as our Chris Barnett reports in our top story, the passenger inside says the person that shot them is heartless.
I don't know, but that person doesn't have a heart. You know, he's just shooting somebody randomly.
Lena Lee Marsono was with her cousin, 27-year-old Rena Pito, traveling along Route 15 in Pogat last Wednesday when someone opened fire.
I got up like at 1:30. She picked me up. We were just driving like on the back road, and then all of a sudden we like see a car behind us. We don't know if the car was following us or anything. So then after the car we thought the car was just gonna cut in front of us, but then it was going at the same speed as us, and then it shot one time.
Marsono says they didn't realize at the moment it was actually gunfire.
We stopped because we thought like something cracked or something was wrong, and then the car noticed that we stopped. It backed all the way up next to us. We thought the other car was gonna like talk or something, and then all of a sudden we just see the gun sticking out, pointing right at us.
Marsono recalls 6 shots were fired.
We were just like yelling, asking them to stop, like begging them to stop. They were still shooting.
Marsono was not injured, but Pito, who was pregnant, was shot in the face and hit multiple times on her arm.
He missed a few times. He hit the door, hit the window. Yeah.
Pito is still recovering from her injuries, but according to Marsono, will need surgery on her jaw, and thankfully, the baby is fine now. The Guam Police Department has not released any new information about the shooting. Marsono tells KUAM she doesn't know why they were shot at or who shot at them.
I didn't think I would ever experience this, especially on Guam.
If you have any information on the shooting, you're urged to call GPD Dispatch at 472-8911 or 475-8615-7. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Chris, thank you. And we have some very troubling news now as a 48-year-old man was found dead early this morning in a pavilion next to the Tamuning tennis courts, of course adjacent to that village's mayor's office. According to Mayor Luis Rivera, when her staff came into work at 7 a.m., they were notified of the expired person. GPD responded to the scene and has launched an injured persons investigation.
They thought he was sleeping, tried to wake him up, and he wouldn't wake up. And they noticed that there was blood, coming out, and from his nose. So we're thinking that it wasn't foul play, or it may be from alcohol poisoning.
The mayor says the deceased man is homeless that many in the community know, yet she was unable to release a name at this time as it's still under investigation by authorities who are in the process of reaching out to the gentleman's next of kin. Mayor Rivera confirms that he does have family on the island. Meanwhile, tonight a Neighborhood Crime Watch questions and answers meeting and greet will be held at the Tamuning Community Senior Center. That started at the top of the hour. Well, GPD has arrested one of its own as we broke the story on our social media platforms last week that a cop caught on video appearing to be stealing and taking cash out of a wallet in Familia Mart in Chalampago last Thursday night. Detectives identified the suspect as police officer Ryan Shimizu. He was arrested for theft of property, loss of mislaid, and official misconduct. Chief of Police Steve Ignacio says GPD holds every employee to the highest standards of professionalism on and off duty, and Shimizu has been placed on administrative leave. Adelup confirmed on Friday that the officer was assigned to executive security, specifically detailed to Government House. Elsewhere, making an initial appearance in federal court, defendant Max Myung-an has entered a plea back in 2016 and was sentenced to a 5-year probation term, with the first year to be spent in home detention. An was arrested for selling spice, or fake marijuana, at his store. The spice was sold to a 16-year-old girl who passed out and was hospitalized after smoking the substance. An pled guilty to unlawful use of the mail to facilitate the distribute of controlled substance analogs. And the defendant was just picked up by the feds in California, as he may have been in violation of his release conditions. Yet, his attorney, David Lujan, argues to the contrary.
I told the judge that, after he was arrested, he was brought to the, federal judge in Santa Ana. And the judge, once the judge understood that Mr. An has a round-trip ticket from Guam, Korea to LA and back, he released Mr. An and told him that and allowed Mr. An to stay an extra 3 days in California and ordered Mr. An to return to Guam via Korea.
Lujan said that An arrived on Guam on the 8th of the month and the very next day reported himself to probation.
Part of it was misunderstanding, but part of it was really driven by desperation, because Mr. An was on the verge of being homeless, and so his kids sent him a round-trip ticket.
According to the lawyer, the defendant is staying with a friend, and the court ordered him to return his passport and check in with a probation officer 3 times a week. Judge Joaquin Manabusan scheduled a violation hearing for late January. Well, the mayor of Jotnia is moving to have his December trial pushed, as according to a motion filed by his attorney. Jesse Blas is hoping to have his trial pushed back for 43 days, with which to allow more time to review discovery, including audio and video evidence. Defense attorney Joseph Rosano is also waiting for the U.S. attorney to provide additional documents, such as informant Vicky Lynn Terrigayo's cooperation agreement and additional reports from the FBI. Rosano says the motion is unopposed by the government and both parties would like trial to begin in the middle of January. Blas was indicted, as you know, on federal charges related to allegations that he accepted bribes from a confidential informant, now identified as Brenda Kinian, to smuggle in drugs through a U.S. Postal Service cluster box controlled by the mayor. Blas has pleaded not guilty. A more than 18-year-old case to force Gov Guam, in other news, to meet the needs of mental health patients has closed. Federal Judge Consuelo Marshall today lifted the permanent injunction against the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center, with attorney Dan Summerfleck filing the lawsuit on behalf of patients and others who similarly situated who were placed on a waiting list when services were not available locally. Summerfleck and the agency's director, Teresa Ariola, welcome the judge's decision.
I think a lot of things got accomplished. I don't think you ever can say, oh, we're all done. That never happens. But I think good progress was made over the years. It took a bit of shoving and pushing to get that progress to occur. But we have group homes so that people aren't unnecessarily confined in the inpatient ward. And the levels of care have increased.
I just want to assure everyone that the relief is not taken as a time to relax, but a time for the department and the hardworking staff that has gone through this for the last 18 years. And there are many senior staff that have seen this from the beginning to today that I'm sure are very relieved. But despite the relief, we're not letting down. Consumers of Guam Behavioral Health deserve the most excellent care. And that's one thing I promise to bring to the table. Governor Leon Guerrero and Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio, that was a big mandate when I first came in.
In her closing statement, the judge said it should not have taken a lawsuit for Gov Guam to take action, saying patients deserve to be treated here and in their own community, and the fact that Guam did not have the facilities to provide services should never happen again. She acknowledged while there has been much progress, much remains to be done. Also tonight, all but 3 defendants have taken plea in the 2017 DOC contraband case, and Judge Anita Sokola is eager to close it. The case involves former DEP Corps officers and inmates, each accused for their part in an alleged scheme to smuggle drugs and other items into the prison, and today the various defendants were scheduled to appear in the lower court. Nearly 10 defendants await sentencing, yet a date is pending the decisions of co-defendants Liana Cabrera, Jerome San Nicolas, and Edward Crisostomo. Cabrera has yet to appear before a judge, as it was stated in court that she is not on island, with Judge Sokola requesting for another update, stating to the prosecution that at the last court hearing, the AG's office said someone is taking care of her, like the FBI. However, the AG's office could not confirm this today, and Cabrera's attorney, Anna Marie Gale, said she has not received any discovery from the AG's office. The prosecution said they would look into it. As for the other two defendants, they are expected to take a plea. A further proceedings hearing was scheduled for all defendants in the case to appear on the 25th of this month. Meanwhile, one woman was caught trying to smuggle meth into prison, and now she'll be spending some time locked up there. Charlene Wright was confined at DOC for promoting prison contraband and illegal possession of a controlled substance. With KUAM News learning, Wright attempted to bring in drugs to DOC Saturday by hiding them in her shoes. Also tonight, the Guam Federation of Teachers Union has withdrawn its complaint with the Guam Department of Labor and federal OSHA against the Department of Corrections following a meeting with the governor last Friday afternoon.
According to GFT's Robert Koss, during that meeting, the governor explained she is working to remedy each of the concerns raised by DOC employees.
One of our concerns initially was that things such as hiring additional officers would be too slow when safety concerns are at issue. So the governor did share with us that there are other steps being taken, such as putting the SORT team back in place, which will provide emergency responses in the event of an emergency for the officers. Hiring of the 40 additional officers, expediting that process through a sort of an OJT program she has. And another number of other actions.
Koss says GFT was impressed with the governor's attempts to provide immediate relief to the officers, but also stressed the importance that DOC Director Samantha Brennan make herself accessible to meet and discuss working conditions at the prison with the union.
We did point out that she was not accessible and that her lack of accessibility is probably why the governor felt a need to step in. Typically, these issues are resolved at the agency level. So we are hopeful as we move forward that Samantha Brennan will make herself available to meet and discuss her operations.
Last week, GFT filed a complaint with Guam DOL and federal OSHA against Brennan for what they describe as her unlawful, irresponsible, and reckless conduct to endanger the lives of employees under her charge. Koss stresses, though, just because they're withdrawing their complaints doesn't rule out the possibility they'll file another one.
We still meet with our employees once a week. We will continue to dialogue with them. If it's necessary to pursue the matter further, we will.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matanani.
Well, we are going to take a quick commercial break, but please stay tuned. There is more primetime right after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're gonna be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're gonna be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
We value relationships because when we commit,
I love you guys until you're 80, until you're 90, until you're 100, forever.
We are in it for the long run, so you can enjoy the moments that matter. Because when we commit to relationships, we never stop caring. Calvo's Select Care, health care that is always there for you. Federal employees and annuitants enroll today.
We wouldn't have gotten 4 without you.
Because we do everything for you.
For all the conversations.
For all the likes and shares.
For all the fun and laughter.
For always choosing us to provide you with the connections that you value the most.
Thank you for making Docomo Pacific your most loved network 4 years in a row.
Viva!
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Well, if there is money, they will spend it. GovGuam collected some $22 million more in revenue than projected in fiscal year 2019, with your elected senators quick to appropriate every single dollar for various projects. Now, this news comes despite the governor's call to use the money to chip away at the public sector's bloated deficit. Nestor Lecanto explains in our next story.
Budget Director Lester Carlson is currently reviewing 11 spending bills totaling about $12 million. Add this to the $10 million GMH appropriation provision included in the FY20 budget law, and all $22 million in so-called revenues in excess of projections will be spent. But the administration's position?
Should that money be used for the purposes that these measures and the measure contained in the budget law are looking to fund? The answer is no. We do have an $83 million accumulated deficit. It is the governor's position and my job to be able to let everybody understand that a prudent fiscal approach would entail utilizing funds received in excess to pay down the deficit.
Carlson will appear before senators for a special economic session meeting Tuesday to discuss the government's finances and deliver that message. Likewise, he's working on the fiscal notes for the 11 bills, which he tells reporters will essentially say there's no money.
We haven't done the fiscal notes. I just over the weekend got comfortable with the language that we're going to use.
You're educating us now on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's...
how do I say no?
Yeah, how do I say no? Exactly. How do you say no nicely?
And despite raking in $22 million more than projected, Carlson says that still doesn't justify a rollback in the business privilege tax from 5% to 4%.
If you're going to cut the hand that feeds the ability to pay vendors, because we have some breathing room. You take a look at our schools, take a look at our highways, take a look at everywhere you go. We need money. How are we going to be doing this when the very mechanism that we employed, because remember, corporate tax income was cut in half. This doesn't even make up for what we lost in just that one tax category.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Now, Nestor, speaking of the legislative body, it voted to approve 8 bills today, including a measure by the Speaker to regulate digital signage in hotel zones, specifically the tourism district of Tumon. It sets the size, dimensions, and placement of on-premise signs, with the bill passing 9-4, with Senators Therese Terlahi, Kelly Marsh-Taitano, Sabina Perez, and Tello Taidegui voting against it. Also passed was a bill by Taidegui to create a task force to study the development of a new public hospital facility. That measure comes as a team from the Army Corps of Engineers will assess the structural integrity of GMH in Tamuning. Another measure by Senator Amanda Shelton provides criminal punishment for the abuse, neglect, and exploitation of our elderly. Also tonight, it's not my fault you invited me so late in the year. That's quite simply a way of explaining why we haven't seen an address from Congressman Michael Sinicolas. Here's more.
She wrote a letter 22 days ago, and today Congressman Michael Sinicolas finally responds to Speaker Tina Muñoz-Barnes. At issue, when the congressman will be delivering an annual address on what he's been up to in the nation's capital. By law, Guam's congressional delegate is to deliver an annual address based on a month determined by the Speaker and the congressman. Speaker Barnes wrote a letter which was received by Sinicolas on October 28th, and after not hearing back from him, the Speaker last week sought an opinion from the Attorney General's office as to whether in fact local law requires the congressman deliver an annual address. Today, the congressman wrote to the Speaker stating that because he received the invitation so late in the year, his office is now working to navigate the remainder of the congressional calendar to accommodate the late invitation to this important event. Sinicolas is seeking a date in December and is looking forward to the Speaker accommodating him, since he says she invited him so late in the year. The governor, as well as the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, are also required by Guam law to deliver annual addresses. But the governor and the Chief Justice didn't wait to be invited and instead wrote letters to the Speaker preemptively requesting a date to deliver their addresses at the Guam Congress Hall. According to the Speaker's October 28th letter, previous congressional delegates also wrote the legislature requesting the dates they want to deliver their address because of their demanding schedules. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
Well, the Vigilant Guard 2020 exercise officially kicked off today with a simulated explosion down at the Port Authority, in which GPD requested the Guard civil support team's support due to possible radiation leaks and exposure. Again, this was merely a drill. And as part of the full-scale exercise this afternoon, another simulated incident took place over at the Tangisan power plant. Participants included the National Guard, Homeland Security, as well as federal and local response partners. Vigilant Guard is an exercise sponsored by the U.S. Northern Command in conjunction with the National Guard Bureau, giving states and territories the most realistic civil support and defense support to civil authorities exercise possible. Now, just as a reminder to those of us civilians, there will be heightened emergency response activities, including helicopter flights, sirens, horns, and loud explosions. You can expect a slight increase in traffic in the central part of the island due to response vehicles. Vigilant Guard 2020 wraps on Friday. Well, teams from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, as I mentioned a few moments ago, are on island to conduct an assessment of GMH in Tamuning. Agency Administrator Lillian Posada says there will be 2 teams of such engineers, one to look at the architecture, fire detection systems, structural stability, and integrity of the facility, with the other assessing the mechanical, electrical, and communications operations. A final report from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is expected by January or the following month. Well, the regional headlines now. Here are our friends at KSPN2 News.
Hafa Guam, here are the headlines for CNMI.
In late 2013, then Senate President Ralph Torres took a fact-finding trip with others to Hong Kong that was paid for by an outside company.
We actually talk about the whole trip. How would it benefit the CNMI? What are the things that would be applicable here? What are not applicable here? How can we better the situation? And that's basically what transpired.
He told KSPN there were no deals made.
I know for sure that when we went, there's no promises made. We went as a fact-finding, and we came back here, and we looked at how we're going to benefit the people, the CNMI, and we took that course of action.
After the trip, the CNMI legislature approved casino gaming for Saipan. Torres told KSPN that the company that paid for their travel was not one of the companies that submitted a bid.
So the 2 companies that bid, I have no knowledge of. They are not the company that we met in Hong Kong.
The search warrant that the FBI executed November 7th wants documents relating to all travel connecting Torres and IPI back to September of 2013.
3 business establishments have sued Imperial Pacific International for allegedly blocking their right of way. American Herbal Essence Group, American Create Beauty Corporation, and American Dongxing Corporation are businesses located across the street from where construction is occurring for the casino. These companies are being represented by attorney Robert Torres. Wai Dongguo is the president and sole member of the 3 leased establishments. IPI owns and operates the casino, which is currently undergoing construction across from the business establishments. According to court documents, as part of the construction process, IPI dug a 2-foot trench that runs across the portion of the leased establishments, posting detour signs that redirect foot and vehicle traffic. Counsel for the plaintiffs contacted Division of Coastal Resource Management, requesting action against IPI for construction in front of the businesses. DCRM Director Janice Castro responded that no permit violations occurred, as IPI had been granted a sitting permit for the roadside. IPI completed the pavement repair work in March, but the plaintiff says IPI continues to exhibit detour signs preventing access to the area. The plaintiff says IPI's obstruction continues to cause economic loss for the businesses. The plaintiff is requesting a prayer for relief, which includes economic loss to be determined at a trial, and is demanding for a jury trial. For more news, visit SaipanTV.com. For KSPN2 News, I'm Ashley McDowell.
All right, thanks so much, Ashley. Back on Guam, set to graduate next June with a scholarship to the Guam Trades Academy is Teton High School senior Marisa Rodriguez, and she was awarded $2,500 this afternoon. GDOE officials held a ceremony to announce the recipient in the school's gym, with Rodriguez saying she applied for the scholarship because she plans to pursue a career in carpentry. Feeling excited and nervous for this next stage of her life, the graduating senior expressed gratitude to the Trades Academy and to the Department of Education.
I have a creative mind and I like building stuff, so this is what I wanted to go and pursue. It's going to go to my expenses at Trades Academy so I can take the classes and further my career on this.
The award was presented by contractor, TV host, and trades advocate Kayleen McCabe, celebrity in the house. She gave a speech to the students that shed light on the rising demand for trade professionals and the career opportunities in the construction industry. Congratulations to that outstanding young student. Well, this morning, for the first time ever, GTA took the Hafaday Pledge in celebration of their new Experience Center and the Hafaday Pledge program's 10-year anniversary. The GTA Center is in the Camacho Landmark Center in Tamuning and was transformed into a multi-story place for consumers and business centers to try a host of new services. More than 700 businesses, government agencies, nonprofit organizations, and kids have taken the pledge since GVB started its Cornerstone campaign in 2009, aiming to further promote the local culture and Hafaday spirit through business operations. And also today, if you didn't feel it, and some of us did, some of us did not, Guam actually experienced a 5.6 earthquake on the Richter scale, according to our friends at the U.S. Geological Survey. The earthquake was located about 36 kilometers east-southeast of Jigo with a depth of about 6,700 kilometers. You all know where that is on the map. There were no reports, fortunately, of any damages or injuries. Well, stay tuned. Dave Delgado is next after this.
Make every day a plus.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Okay, so what are we thinking today?
I just need a trim.
Okay, well, luckily you are in great hands. Perfect.
The $1 stylist deal.
Is that it?
That's it.
Or you could get a real deal. McDonald's buy one, get one for $1 deal is here. Buy one of your faves and choose another for just an extra $1. Choose from the Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pounder with cheese, and 10-piece chicken McNuggets, but only for a limited time.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. We get the show started tonight with some girls' high school basketball from St. Paul between the Geckos and Warriors. Check it out. St. Paul undefeated on the year at 6-0. GW entering the game with only one loss. Geckos going inside to Kristen Santos, who was left wide open for the first score of the game. Warriors player Monica Geiger calling for the ball as she was cutting straight to the basket for the layup. St. Paul led 15-14 after the first quarter. Alana Salas works off the screen set by Santos. Pull up three, drops in for a GW basket. Janelise Quintanilla aggressive at attacking the basket. She gets by two GW defenders for the shot off glass. Alexia Aquino goes right and dribbles back left. Quick pull-up three is all net. Quintanilla with the pass half court to Kristen Silva. Baseline for the reverse lay-in. Both teams exchanging bucket for bucket. Amanda Nkanko comes up with the loose ball after a turnover by St. Paul. She goes the length of the court for the basket and one. Geckos trailed 31-29 at the half. St. Paul hit only 2 3-point shots in the first half. GW hit 5 from the outside. Janelise Quintanilla led the home team with 8 points in the half, while GW's Alana Salas with 10 first half points. Salas went on to run all by herself as her team trailed by double digits. Corner three is money. Salas scored 10 straight points for GW. The Warriors outscored the Geckos 18-11 in the third quarter to lead 49-41 heading into the fourth. Kirsten Santos, the only other Gecko player to score in the quarter besides Salas. Quintanilla adds to her team's lead as they went up by 17 points with 5:09 left in the game. The St. Paul Warriors stay undefeated in girls high school basketball at 7-0. St. Paul held on for the win 62-55. St. Paul's Janelise Quintanilla with a team-high 22 points. GW's Alana Salas put up a game-high 25 in the losing effort. The 14th annual Bubble Color Run took place over the weekend with hundreds of runners taken to the course. The race started at the Triple J Auto Group main location in Upper Tumon next to Kmart. 5K runners made their turnaround point at the Bank of Hawaii and Goody Sporting Goods parking lot, while 10K runners passed the Micronesia Mall intersection and made their turnaround near Bargain Tactical in Harmon. The finish line was back at Triple J. Grand prize raffle was a round-trip ticket anywhere to Hong Kong, Japan, Manila, Micronesia, or Palau, provided by United Airlines. Runners also enjoyed free food and beverages from Outback, Red Lobster, and Triple J 5-Star, along with raffle prizes and fun activities for the whole family, which included the foam pit. In bowling news, J.D. Castro and Aaron Elliott from Team Tamuning won the gold medal in the doubles event in the Asian Intercity Bowling Championships held in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Castro and Elliott defeated David Sang and Leo Se from Happy Valley, Hong Kong in the final playoff match. Charlie Mamashar Katbagan and Dorian Herrero from Team Dedido won the bronze medal in the doubles event.
Mark is the best husband and father you could ask for.
Right, mi amor?
My brother, he's just a big kid.
Great guy. Best man at my wedding. Just gotta keep him off the dance floor.
Uncle Mark's the best. He taught me how to seal a base.
He stopped by yesterday just to chat.
Honestly, this place would fall apart without him.
MTO, professional janitorial services with a warm hospitality touch. MTO gives that gift year-round. Pressure wash roofs, pressure wash driveways, lawn service, home cleaning, carpet restoration, office cleaning, commercial window cleaning, floor care. When cleaning is in order, MTO has you covered. Call 647-6861 to inquire on how you can receive the maintenance you deserve.
MTO, celebrating 30 years with you, Guam.
Why would anyone run a race? Is it about finishing a 5K in under 20 minutes? Beating your personal best? Or running over 26 miles for a marathon? It's more than a race of time, speed, or distance. It's about being in a destination unlike any other. It's about pushing yourself and being yourself in a community of over 4,000 runners with people to cheer you on. It's because it starts here and ends here. Run in paradise.
And now what so many of you have been waiting about 28 minutes for, tonight's birthday shoutouts.
All right, everybody, happy birthday from your sister Vanjie going out to Rosie Martinez tonight. And happy belated birthday wishes to Michael. Happy belated birthday to my darling. I love you so much. Many sweet blessings coming from Jam. Michael was born on the 14th. Also, happy birthday number 14 to Nico Jose San Nicolas. Love, your favoritist cousin Lori, she spelled it exactly like that and put it in uppercase, by the way. Lori and the kids wish you their very best. Hope the three of you and everybody out there who had a birthday had the best day ever.
There are no restrictions on who is allowed inside the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. All you got to do, go to KUAM.com, go up to the tippy top of our webpage, click on the birthday link, and that's it. You are in. Well, as we are so quick to say in Dedido, that's it, pants it. Stay tuned. More's coming up after this.
Buy with confidence.